goes to jail. It has to go for sale. Oh my God. So is there a chance he'd go to jail?
God, never say never with this situation, but I don't know. That's way above my pay grade. I just think I don't think they even care.
But you'd like to see what's behind that door,
they want
wouldn't
the
you?
noise to extend as far into the campaign season as possible. That's my take on it.
There's also, he has said that he has unequivocal proof of election fraud. But where is it?
I think if it was, again, what do I know? But if I was a political strategist, I'd probably tell him, back off of that. Focus on the shit that's happening around the world, the economy, right? And how does he get back those people who didn't vote for him? He gets it back by seeming normal, right? So back off all the other shit and just start, because the Biden administration is giving the Republicans all sorts of things to talk about, to campaign on. And, the one thing they know they can, I think, this is them thinking it, I'm not saying they can win, but the one thing they think they can do is beat Trump, right? Because
he just
does it to himself,
if you
right?
lost, shouldn't give me too much
all these
trouble.
problems, and they know it energizes the base, just like Trump's base is energized. But I think if Trump just swept all that to the side, and he's not going to, he's not going to change this.
Give them all you've got for it. There, boy. There, boy. Sick of Togo. Get him. Sick of Togo. There, boy. You know what to do, boy. Stay down. Sick of Togo.
Do you put any weight at all into his claims of election fraud? Do I think there's some election fraud? Sure. And I think part of it, further from the way we get.
Sick of Togo. Get him. You know what to do. Sick of Togo.
That's not tough. And just vote. We used to be able to count all the votes, right? In the course of the evening, you go, okay, they won. But
the problem during the pandemic was the mail-in votes.
The mail-in votes.
They got everybody scared. You don't want to go there.
And the campaigns are the Democrats
the last of them.
They say, well, it's really good because and yes, you want people, you want to make it as easy as possible. Everybody to get out and vote. But it's get out and vote. It's not, it's not create some, endless runway of opportunity for you to mail in some ballots or get out there and not bother to have your signature check, whatever it is. But I think we're going to stick with the
looking to be a fine
in place because of the pandemic. And do I think there's room for voter fraud there? Sure. I'm not saying it's not the same thing as saying was the election stolen. It's just saying you created a system that allows it to be easier to commit fraud if you want to.
And do you think that's the intention of the system?
It could be. It could be. It could be. And never say never. And I think that there are a lot of people that legitimately say, look, you have to make it as easy as possible for people to vote, to participate. Yeah, I agree with that. So open up more voting centers, right? You right, more of the schools.
That's the most cynical take. Is that
Those
the reason why the
Oh, thank you. Master Clinton would have had my...
pushing for no voter IDs.
Yeah.
That's
The vineyards were Master Clinton's idea.
Yeah.
He wanted to
And they know the people that let him in. And
I mean, loyal to those people. Yeah, all the people that busted up to New York, they're pissed off now at the administration because their hotels aren't nice enough. So who knows? Maybe they'll flip their vote. I think I'm more concerned when it comes to the folks coming across the border. I'm more concerned that it's a bunch of folks coming across the border and we don't know who they are. Right. And that is a real concern. And it's a real concern, and particularly in an environment like today, where you've got a lot of chaos in the Middle East, and that raises the stakes. That creates more of an alert level for law enforcement and intel community. It's not tough to have a controlled border and a fair immigration system. You just have to have folks in Washington that aren't fucking dysfunctional, right, and are willing to work together and make it happen. we could have a
But how
secure
did the
border,
grocer
and
know
we
he's
could have a
got
fair
this?
immigration system. But, yeah, for whatever reason, we seem incapable of doing that. Every other country out there protects their borders. You know, that one continues to be a puzzle. But I will say, if you've got 1.5 million, which is a conservative estimate, 1.5 million gotaways over the past couple of
Is it
years,
safe to ride to Norfolk now?
which is wild, then we have no idea. We've got thousands of known encounters of special interest aliens, right? Thousands of known encounters. And special interest aliens simply means they're from a country that promotes, supports, or is otherwise troubled with terrorism. And so,
Wait! You know what to do.
we think about that, we go, okay, we've known encounters. And you've got 1.5 million or so gotaways. We don't know who they are because they're fucking gotaways, right? So how many of those are special interest aliens? How many of those are people who are intending to come here to cause trouble? We don't know. Could be a small number. It could be a big number. But
Get him! Keep your distance, boy.
it's the job of law enforcement and the intel community much more difficult, right? And anyway, but again, that's part of what they use.
There, boy! Sick of Togo! Get him, boy! Give them all you've got, boy!
It's a lot to juggle. The border, talking about it, people coming across.
Potential for terrorism.
Potential for terrorism.
I mean, if you've got 1.5 million getaways, just think of just small terrorist cells.
Yeah.
That what the kind of damage they can do if they're well funded.
They don't. That's a good point. You don't need. It's not an army that's coming across. Although it's an army that's coming across, but you don't need that, right? You need a handful of people who are motivated, who have a support structure here in the U.S. that we don't have on our radar screen, and who are getting funding, whether it's from 5 different cutout businesses that are ultimately go back to the Iranian regime or Hamas or Hezbollah, whatever it is. That's what that's how these things get going.
Get him!
And what do they need
Sick
to
of Togo! You know what to do,
they
boy.
should be doing is security. And again, do that current relations. Combining those two things, because one doesn't defeat the other. So, and the White House should always want to do that because it's a national security issue. And their primary objective, their number one job, is to keep the citizens of the country safe. Again, it goes back to other things. It's like, who in the White House sat around the other day and said, you know what we should do? You know what would look good? So we gave the Iranians $10 billion.
You know what to do.
So, I think
Get him, boy! Sick of Togo! You know what to do. Sick of Togo!
I guarantee you, they wouldn't be welcome. Pull that bus up that's been dropping people off at Eric Adams City. Is it your neighborhood? Yeah. Boise is it's a great town, but it's also, it's a Democratic city council.
You know what to do. Get him, Bo!
In part, it happens because liberals, progressives, I think are better at the concept of, we want to control things. Let's control it at the base, right? Let's control it at the bottom. Let's get the city council. Let's get the PTA. Let's do
The
those things.
soldiers used to speak of a brothel.
The next thing you know, then conservative folks.
And that was north of the checkpoint.
But I get, they do their best. Which is a great town.
His friends in the south.
Fantastic. I'm supposed to shut up about that. I'm not supposed to talk about that.
With reds, whites,
I mentioned this. I go. There's a great bar.
Are you gonna buy
It's a bar
something
and
or
restaurant in Boise called Stagecoach. And I think it's the greatest place. And it's been there forever. And people are fantastic.
Welcome.
Bartenders are great. You always know what you're gonna get. It's a very, very old school. The waitresses used to wear these cowgirl outfits. They got rid of that, but with the fringe skirts, and it was just a great place.
And a fine Friday to you.
And people were like, no, stop talking about it. Stop talking about Boise, how great it is. Stop talking about these things. You have too many people. Now we're getting a ton of people moving up there. I bet. Getting it's
people are fleeing California.
Yes, exactly.
And then they bring their fucking goofy ass politics to Boise.
Yeah, because they don't draw a line, right? They say, well, this place has really gone to shit. I gotta move.
I doubt you could
That's
afford
nice.
even
That's a
that
nice
much
place,
of
whether it's
my
Boise or
time.
Montana or wherever. And they don't draw a connection between that and how they voted in the previous location. Right. So,
No,
maybe
mine.
one day it gets to be like
Upon
that,
reflection,
but we'll
you
just
don't
move
have
it
the
to
scent
So,
of the branded about you.
no.
The flowers. Otto always did know how to tease me.
Yeah, no, you're
More
right.
than
There is
Sid
that
ever did
element.
anyway.
You're right.
Do you think you could please
But,
me?
People were worried about that with
Clive?
Texas. Because so many, there's all this turn Texas.
You're the dame.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. You don't think that's going to happen? Yeah.
Let us
Especially
leave
when it's guys like
such
Beto or Roe.
impersonal titles to my less
Fucking choice,
preferred
that dork.
Well, and
clientele.
I will say,
You
it is good in the sense
can
that
call me
it doesn't seem
Isabel.
like anybody's talking about Beto
Otto
anymore,
assured me
or
I could trust you.
Buttigieg.
I can trust you.
Some of these cats that were running previously. Yeah. And you thought, who are
You
these
can
people?
trust me,
Why would
yes,
you
but-
possibly think this? I mean, they were running
Why
Vanity Fair
do-
articles about
Help you?
Beto O'Rourke, and he's the
Because
man.
that's what we do.
Such a fucking tool. Right. 330
Long
million
ago,
people,
Sid
that's
did
your
me a
guy.
kindness when no one else
So
would.
yeah, maybe they don't have success with
I
Texas,
have
but I do think
never
it
forgotten
is a problem that you've seen it here in Austin,
Without
right,
it,
over the years.
I
And
would not be where I am today.
so I think we're going to get that same issue with
And
the
so,
but
I make it a point to do the same
I'll just keep
whenever
voting,
possible.
voting, and they're act shocked when things start to go to
Which
shit again.
brings us
And they
here.
move. They're like a swarm of locusts. I just compared the progressives to a swarm
To
of
the
locusts.
final
That's probably
obstacle
not good.
between
I
you
want to hear about that.
and whatever it is you seek
There's certainly
in the
effects of
holy
mind
capital.
virus. Doesn't allow them to look at reality.
I fear the guards are not
And
likely
just, they're
to
so
let a
loyal to their
masterless
party.
bearer pass
When you're connected to an
unmolested.
ideology, you subscribe to everything in
Unless-
that ideology. And you think you're on the good side. And there's
Unless-
social pressure from the people that are around you in your neighborhood, and they all want to think they're
Unless,
doing
of
the right thing.
course,
So that, yes, no,
his
you're on their
master
side. We're all in this
deigns to
together.
appear.
And Trump's Hitler.
Yes,
No,
that
I
will
think
go
it's
nice.
where it's, and that's the problem we've got. How do you correct that? How do you
I
right the
shall
ship? How do you
expect a
get?
favor in
And we
return.
talked about that before. I don't think there's
Wait,
I
what?
don't think there's a way to do it because people have retreated to the trenches, right? It's like the Ukraine-Russia conflict, right? I mean, they're on both sides. Nobody's moving, right? The line is it's like World War I. Nobody's moving the line. So here we got the same problem. Everybody's sitting in the trenches, right and left, throwing fucking hand grenades at each other. And you think, how do we get back to something that's normal?
Tut
And
tut.
you got this
We
primary
cannot have
system
people thinking
that
I tolerate
encourages,
disobedience
right, this
from my
divisiveness. The
branded.
primary system
The men who
encourages
gave me this are no more my masters than you are.
to get out and vote during the primaries. So then, what do? You end up with
not as if I
a
can hide
candidate
it.
who appeals to them.
From the moment
They're
you
gonna try to
acquired it,
soften
that
it up a little bit
brand
for the
has
general
done
election.
naught but take. But
but,
today, it is going to give you exactly
selective process
what you
that
want.
I don't think does our country any
Just
good.
play along.
So, what that's worth, well, I disappeared down that rabbit hole, did I?
You never disappoint, but you always
Madam.
freak me out.
Back to the violin already.
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
Rare ability to sort of distribute this
And who might
information,
this be?
make it accessible.
Why my new escort? The streets aren't safe for a girl, what with all the royalists about.
No, fuck it, no, I was about to say
Don't work him too hard.
or there's a,
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Yeah, that's the real concerning aspect of all this.
Oi, hold up.
Positive side is. And I keep going to, I don't know how this ends well. That's what scares the shit out of me. Yeah, both American politics and global conflict. It's
Another
like,
fucking brand.
all of it seems like it's moving
Well, you're
towards a
lucky
very
you're
bad
with the
direction
dame.
that keeps accelerating. Well, I think...
Get out of my sight.
The problem is
Filth.
if we can... there's got to be a very short timeline on the IDF, on the Israelis, degrading Hamas. Right? I mean, look, they have...
That wasn't
By
so
some
bad.
accounts, Hamas was made up of about 30,000
Wasn't so bad.
fighters.
They might have
30,000.
recognized me.
Numbers aren't
But
clear
they
in terms of how many
and
militants
even
were
if
killed.
they had,
The health
they
ministry,
wouldn't have done anything
newspapers
about
recite
it.
the Gaza health
The
ministry.
gentlemen
It's
at the
roughly a
garrison are
loss,
some
right?
of
So
my
with the
best
Gaza
customers.
health
We
ministry
have
says there are
an
11,000,
arrangement.
fatalities,
As do you
and
and I.
40% of them are
Now,
children.
if you care
That's
to
coming
follow
from
me,
Hamas, right? So you have to
we can
understand
speak
that.
more
You
at
understand
the
that?
veil.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them, but to answer your question, Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. Though I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh. Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flag.
I should probably start here.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
She's still missing then. Oh, if only I'd comforted her.
You saw her before she disappeared.
The day before, she was in tears. She'd lost her comb, a gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about. And you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
I'm told you share a bedchamber with Tatienne. Did she say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the Dane was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it in battle.
You've been very helpful.
Don't let him get away with this. Find him, and you'll find her.
A man from the garrison. Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little...
Sergeant's got it in for us to... Where's your commanding officer branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
I'm just passing through.
But I don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
I dare say there's ways of finding out. How about it, Branded? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are, Robin and I need to know the dame's being properly looked after.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you don't either. Take a moment to get ready if you need it. Now,
If that's what you want.
cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you. Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. Alright. So you know one end of a block from here. Enough. Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine. Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we? Well, a bearer. Win the dame's favour anyway.
By knowing when to hold my tongue for a start.
You got potential. I'll give you that.
Can I go now?
Grieger's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
Yeah, not after the bollocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then, is it?
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but can I trust you to be...
About what?
About this. About what I wish to... As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others, a simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been noticed. Which brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could sorely use.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now. What food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today that happens to be the barracks. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed, not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire's authority. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the dame's girls would be appreciated.
You won't be staying then?
I'm afraid not. I am expected back in the capital, and have already risked much speaking with you this long.
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well. You look like you need a rest.
Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I daren't eat it here, though. Not where anyone might see.
Has it always been this bad?
Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him. Me and many others.
That's something.
It's not been half a moon since Bellamy's tour.
I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now. Please.
Branded! Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post.
Enough! Curse you! Get away from me! You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you!
Here. It looks like you need it.
The Chamberlain must have sent you. But alas, my work is far from over. If I don't go now, they'll beat me.
You need to rest.
But I won't. I've wounds to heal and bones to mend.
And what of your own hurts?
They'll wait. As will my hunger. Thank you, though.
A drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
That bastard!
All right. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought of him as a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats its bearers.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the dame. A little nudge from her is all it took, and he became the patron saint of Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
Excuse me, you there? The gentleman? I cannot help but notice you bear the moon and star. Might I trouble you for some assistance?
And who exactly?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant. Though fortunate enough to count, I have business beyond these walls. And who better than would you?
Why not?
Marvelous. There are three and...
Nothing dangerous.
Why, of course. And...
the right to confiscate any objects. Spices from the
Fresh
far
fish! All from the sea of Grace this week.
I warn you now, I don't sell to
Etienne's. All this for a drink.
Watch the guards find that. They'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right? If Etienne likes it, tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
Of course.
No one's allowed through the gate.
You gonna buy something or not?
However do they get that colour?
There's nothing here for your kind, Branded.
I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the masters.
Why didn't you say... Sorry. Here. You can tell Etienne I'm a man of my word. Or...
I have no...
Well,
So... This is...
I can always take it back.
You will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolence. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you payment.
Cigars.
Those cigars are worth more than your life.
Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Well then, I suppose you need
Ah, you have...
I believe these are your...
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
You don't say. And would she be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals? No need to be coy, my boy.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce here.
As scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the scantest fragments. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship of others?
I think you're doing what you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser. I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Did one of them get on this side?
That bastard! Heard the bones fell favourably.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Branded? Fuck off!
Hold your tongue.
Where's the dame's brooch? One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in Moor. Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. Moor is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatienne, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moor who owes me a favor. More than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
Word is that the legions are ready.
Think I might see you tonight?
Oriflamme, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
You, Brandon, here, now! You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy! Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him!
All right. Where is he?
My, I see they've sent me a branded with a spine for a change. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go, and see that you kill the beast.
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
Not if I can help it. Stay back. I'll deal with this.
Sick of trouble! There, boy! Stay down!
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame. Someone needs to put an end to this, before it happens again.
You, Brandon, come here this... How dare you frighten my son? You slaughter his poor pet, and then have the gall to return, head held high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
Nor am I. You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you. He talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go, summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
That unlucky wretch would be me. I'm my own master. I'm beholden to no one. And I take orders from no one.
Lies! Do you think I cannot see that brand on your face.
Shut your mouth and listen. Those bearers you killed, they were people. They felt fear and pain, just as you do. And unless you wish to share in their suffering, you would do well to remember we are not your playthings.
Father, he's scaring me.
How dare you threaten us? How dare you?
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one, a better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this branded's head clean off his shoulders.
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial. That much I can do at least. How many bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
More victims of the nobles' games. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame. I'm in her service, like yourself. Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly. Let's put them to rest.
May their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. Though I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Father! Father!
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, he's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's less two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here. For their help.
You don't have to.
Take it. You never know. Our paths may cross again. Till then.
Another branded drop in the field yesterday.
How did I expect to...
you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores. But she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She's beautiful, white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. And she likes walking in the wheat.
In that case... That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her. You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
What?
Because
That...
the windmill.
Off.
Chloe? More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Someone napping on the I hope they don't mind. The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favourite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her. If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here. Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarrelling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for a constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the Dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's sir. What is it that...
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago.
Yes? He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it, but although it was an antique, it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb, albeit an inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the Dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
It smells of death here, Torgal. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Get him, boy! Sick of Torgal! Get him! Get him! Get him, all you've got for. That's enough. Get him, boy! You know what to do, boy. Don't let them get away. That's enough. Farewell.
Damn it all. Bodies. Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to see every night. He said her name was Tatienne.
You. Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the Dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
If it was a message that needed it.
You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then? I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
I should go.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Otto mentioned the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
After it.
Oi, don't touch anything. You're lucky to get that much. I pay what it's worth and no more. Not enough for you? Pity that. You're lucky to get that much. Good riddance.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door. Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is...
If the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
There are not nearly enough men here.
Then it's fortunate the city guard doesn't take sentry assignment as seriously as you do. This bodes well.
I'll be a first. This may not be such a terrible plan after all.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Only that your last secret shortcut was nowhere near as secret as you claimed.
Yeah, but that's half the fun of it. Life's too short for perfect plans. You want a plan that'll keep you on your toes, stop you growing old and complacent.
Worked for you, has it?
Clive, my boy, even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change. You must embrace these moments. Allow them to suffuse your heart with a deep sense of fulfillment.
Narrowly escaping death at the hands of an enemy is not my idea of fulfillment.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Just wondering if the two of you had finished.
Right. We make for the Mother Crystal's heart as planned. Destroy it and the whole thing should come tumbling down.
And if the passage to the inner sanctum is guarded?
Then we embrace the moment and use it to grow and change. Come on, this way. Try to stay out of sight.
Obviously.
Don't worry, the passage is empty. Quite tempting. Let's get this over with.
One single man on which
I swear this passage used to be secret.
Of course it did.
Perfect plans, guys. Perfect plans. He never stood a chance.
You're welcome.
The main tunnel.
That would be my guess. There are sentries everywhere.
And all good things must come to an end. We might have a bit more company from now on.
Captain! To arms, men! Summon the cannoneer! Too slow. Don't let them get away. That's enough. Get him, boy! It's over. There, boy! Get him, boy! Get him!
I think this may be the moment I was talking about earlier.
What have we here? More insects come to be squashed? You will find my mortar and I only too happy to oblige.
You're a talker.
Then let's shut him up.
You know what to do, boy. There, boy. Get him, boy. Get him. Get him, boy.
You feel that? Pussy in the air. of him but hatred and rage.
Let's end his torment.
To that. The Kashiko know he was still a man. A man who drowned in ether.
It's no way for anyone to go.
Come on.
Guard duty's a death sentence in this place. Not that Sylvester cared. Deep of the blessing, my friends. Who said being a dominant doesn't have its benefits?
Sid, this is an ether flood.
There shouldn't be one here, should there? The workers couldn't survive this.
Well, it wasn't here last time, I can tell you that. Which means we need to be quick. The ether won't hurt us, but I'd rather not find out what it's done to everyone else.
The miners. The guards.
Fuck off. The Ether's made monsters of them. All we can do now is put them out of misery.
Isabel says she thought the Empire might be planning to abandon the capital. Could this be why?
You said you could call her Isabel. Never mind. If ever there was a reason to up sticks, I just thought it would be it. Those guards at the gate. They weren't there to keep people out.
They were there to keep the Akashic in.
Doesn't look that far. Right. Why, yo? Whoa. Oh. Some help.
Hold on.
Not quite as spry as I used to be.
I'll take that as a thank you.
Look on the bright side, eh? At least you won't get lost.
You know what to do, boy.
I see they replaced that wooden door with something a little more sturdy. On the count of 3.
What happened to 2?
Ask 1.
Once more.
Aye, seeing as you're trying now. As if that was going to keep us out. The mother crystal's just up ahead.
Is it? I can't see a thing.
Well, unless someone's moved it. There's no one about.
I knew it would be big. But this...
There. That's our way into the inner sanctum. You'd think they'd have patched that up by now. Sorry state the Empire's in.
Wait. You don't mean...
Aye. My little game of hide-and-seek with Bahamut ended here. At tragic cost to this remarkable architecture. Don't blame me, he started it.
But how did he make it out alive?
I walked. You should try it.
again.
Is there something you two want to tell me?
Maybe later. Don't let them get away.
But how could those creatures from Phoenix Gate be here in the mines?
Are the two places connected somehow?
There, boy! Keep your distance, boy! Get him, boy!
When I was in the Imperial Army, soldiers assigned to the Glass Gate would tell stories about something they called the Guardian.
Can't say I saw anything like that when I was last here. Then again, I can't say I made it this far.
Let's just be careful then.